Hey, this is Stuart. When starting this channel, I only had plans to talk about the Donkey Kong and Junior shows. But with the positive feedback and encouragement from others, my ideas started to expand. So of course, let's go back and talk about Frogger. Releasing from September 17th, 1983, and ending December 1st the following year, Frogger was a part of the original 5 segments, starting with the episode The Misfortune Story, and ending with Hop Along Frogger on December 10th. The segment would only receive 13 episodes, as it didn't return for Season 2. Only 6 episodes have been archived on YouTube.
So what's the problem, Tex?
This makes over half the episodes lost media, so I'll only be providing clips from these episodes.
Come on, guys. We got a story.
This is the new Frogger home video game, Ribbit. It's just like the arcade game. Very lifelike. Ribbit.
The show stars Frogger, an ace reporter at the Swamp Gazette, alongside his co-workers and friends, Shell Shock Shelly and Fanny Frog. Together, they report crazy stories that occur at the swamp, such as aliens, headless horsemen, and thieves.
This world has been connected.
The arcade game is pretty simple. Help guide Frogger through oncoming traffic, turtles, and logs in order to make it back to the swamp. One thing I noticed in the show is that all the humans seem to be flabbergasted by them. They rarely get any respect. This leads me to believe that there's a hierarchy in the Frogger universe, with the humans on top and the frogs on the bottom.
Well, clean up this mess and get those frogs back to the biology lab.
One of these days in the year 20XX, the frogs will rise up and the humans will have to bow down.
It's gonna take some work to get it loose.
Frogger is voiced by comedian Bob Sarlett. Sports fans may recognize him as the announcer for the San Francisco 49ers football team. He's had minor roles, such as the Rutland coach in the movie Flubber, and MC from So I Married an Axe Murderer. His IMDb also mentions voice works for Ewoks. Although I wasn't able to pinpoint who exactly he voiced, so it may have been background characters. Frogger's design has changed a lot throughout the years. When researching, I couldn't find a definitive answer on what kind of frog he's based on. I'm also not an expert on types of frogs, but at least with the arcade artwork, he's a green frog with a yellow underside, yellow eyes, a watch, a red tie with black polka dots, a red suit vest, and a brown briefcase. There are some arcade marquees that gives him an orange tie and a bluish-gray suit vest and briefcase. For the show, we see Frogger has a yellow turtleneck sweater, darker green spots, and light yellow lips. This makes me believe that he's based off of the cover from the Atari 2600 port, which released in August of '81. Notice the bigger lips and the dark green spots.
If you were a thief with a truckload of valuables, where would you go? Hawaii?
I would describe his character as your standard protagonist. He can be carefree, mischievous with humans, motivational speaker to the people around him, and so on.
This is the Old West, a place where men are men, women are women, and frogs are frogs.
He's very helpful with the use of his long tongue, using it as a grappling hook and a lasso. One thing that stays true to the arcade is him getting flattened in every episode.
Are you all right?
What is my...
When getting air pumped back into his body, he can shapeshift into different things like a balloon, a lifeboat, even an accordion.
That's great, Shelly. What else can you play?
I like how in one scene, he was flattened in order to squeeze under a door. It's kind of like puzzle solving. I've been playing the new Zelda, it just reminds me of that.
Now you can hop over to Wendy's for Frogger 2 toys. Our maze game is riveting. There's even a Frogger that tells time.
You guys talk to him first. You were here before us?
Shell Shock Turtle, or Shelly for short, is voiced by the late Marvin Kaplan. You may recognize his talent as the voice of Choo Choo from Top Cat, Mr. Dawson from Revenge of the Nerds 4, and Murray Van Pelt from Monsters. Acting as the comedy relief, Shelly always opposes danger, offering witty remarks to try and get out of current situations to no prevail.
We'll get there and grab them. Any questions?
Yeah. Do I have to go?
If the audience chants Miska, Muska, Mickey Mouse, Shelly can provide various tools such as a flashlight, a jack, and more importantly, an air pump to get Frogger back on his feet.
Why, you're green! Of course, we're frogs!
I'm a turtle.
Fanny Frog is voiced by Betty Jean Ward, who's worked in Broadway, voice acting, and singing.
See those great special effects? Wow!
You may recognize her in roles such as Jana from Jana and the Jungle, Jaina and Wonder Woman in Super Friends, specifically from 1984 to 85, and Betty Rubble from several Flintstones media like A Flintstones Christmas Carol, Flintstones Kids, and I Yabba Dabba Doo.
Hey, lobster lips! That's no way to treat my froggy!
Fanny would be top of the list when it comes to female protagonists in this block. Like Frogger, she comes up with plans, but she gets more into the action. Where Frogger is long-ranged, Fanny is more close and personal in fights, pulling on noses, steering ships, taunting enemies with her body.
See if you can catch me, big boy!
So the designers had one goal in mind: make the frog hot.
No matter how dangerous the adventure,
Somebody prep for ER right now!
no matter how villainous the villain,
You'll be okay, sir. You're back at the ER.
he'll risk it all. Because he's back in Frogger 2, Swampy's Revenge.
The last character I'd like to talk about is the chief of the Swamp Gazette, Tex Toadwalker.
Where are you? A Navy hydrofoil has disappeared from the naval base.
Voiced by Ted Field Sr., known for being the producer for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and executive producer of the 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, and The Next Level.
Ghost stuff is a lot of hooey.
Most of the episodes, Tex is the driving force for the plot, wanting Frogger and the gang to do whatever it takes to get the big scoop. Maybe not one-to-one, but he reminds me of J. Jonah Jameson from the Spider-Man franchise.
I better go with him.
There are times where Tex does get his comeuppance. One episode involved the entire swamp getting robbed. Tex chastises the gang for even being robbed in the first place, claiming something like that would never happen to him, all while the gang is stripping him of his clothes.
Hey, not so much! Forgive me, Froggy honey, but without the swamp buggy, this is the only way to catch this thief.
All three members play well off of each other and get the job done. I wish more of the episodes weren't lost, because one involved Frogger and the entire Swamp Gazette teaming up in order to capture Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness.
Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth, if you still even remember that name, but I'm afraid you've been misinformed.
Mac the Mouse is used for giving Frogger tips. This bird claims to know Kung Fu. There's even these lightning bugs that act as a comedy duo. They just don't look like throwaway characters. In fact, the swamp has a large variety of residents like bears, rabbits, gophers, ducks, a raccoon, and so on. The villains are a mixed bag. While there are cool ones like the Alien, the Headless Ghost, and the time-traveling Ansem, there's also duds like the Campus Phantom, which is just a guy in a vampire cloak.
I worked months on this, and you can't have it.
If you don't want him to have it, don't wave it in his face, dummy! There's also the Fortune Teller and Macho Man. Although their plan is more interesting, they want to steal gold so that they can melt them down and disguise them as weights, as well as Black Viper and his goons. Forgettable appearance, just guys in a black hood.
Now you have it.
That guy got hit in the head with a coconut!
But he has a ray that can turn things invisible like bridges and the hydrofoil.
Shelly, a frog's gotta do what a frog's gotta do.
But I'm a turtle.
In the end, this was a much more enjoyable show to watch. The characters worked well with each other, each having strengths and weaknesses, but out of the original lineup, most of the shows did share that Scooby-Doo formula of catching criminals, so I understand rotating a few of the shows in favor of more original concepts was the smarter choice. Is Frogger the best show in the block? It's up there, but I think there's one that takes the crown. For now, I'd like to get started on the next Faces video. I'm unsure when it will be released, since at the time of this recording, it's the last 2 months of the year, and my birthday's coming up, so I'll be chipping away at it when I'm able to. If you made it this far, consider giving it a like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.